Banned on YouTube for a week, and let's talk about why. So my most recent upload, which many of you actually saw, it had a couple thousand views, was called "This Creepy Steam Account Lets Anyone Log In." And for the sake of my safety, I'm not showing a single second of it. Apparently it got flagged for harmful or dangerous content, and I believe this just has to be the YouTube bot. Made a bad call, and I really don't think it was somebody watching who actually reported the video, because when I appealed their decision to give me a strike on my channel, the appeal got rejected. So something on YouTube's end didn't seem quite right. And not only that, but when I appealed, their decision, because you can get you can get a chance to be like, hey, I think you need someone to go ahead and look at this, I think you guys did wrong. It was almost like an instant rejection. They reject my appeal. So I felt like they just sent the bot in once again to be like, yep, our bot says that this is dangerous and harmful content. Not only that, but typically if this happens to a bigger YouTuber, I don't know if you've ever seen videos where YouTubers talk about this, but if they are a bigger YouTuber, they're usually a bigger user on Twitter. And if they're a bigger user on Twitter, if they're verified, they can go ahead and message YouTube directly. Unfortunately, being only 5,000 subscribers, which I'm very proud of, but at the same time, YouTube's like, wait, you're on the platform? Who are you again? That's kind of how I get that's how I feel sometimes when I'm on the platform. So let me briefly describe the video that I made. So basically, there was a set of Steam login credentials that I saw on TikTok. I actually saw it in a couple places on YouTube as well. If you Google anonymous Steam account, I'm sure it'll pop up as well. Essentially, this is some Steam account that was some account that a dev was using or something like that. That's kind of the best explanation I've gotten for this account. And essentially, the password could be any lowercase letter. And I didn't actually know that. But anyways, it's like a test Steam account. You can't really do anything on it. And the only reason I was able to load a single game when I was making the video is because I already had this single player offline game installed on my PC. It was on my other Steam account. So now let's talk about why I think YouTube messed up. So they said this was a harmful or dangerous type of video. And if you look at the harmful and dangerous content section, there's a lot of things that this video could never be a part of. And not only that, but I will say that I typically don't really swear in person anyway, but I do go out of my way to make sure I never swear in any video, just because, one, I want my audience to be as big as possible, and swearing is a no-go when it comes to YouTube. YouTube does not like swearing in their videos. And then second, for people who actually dislike swearing, I'm kind of one of those people. I would say, if you swear, if you're someone who swears, it's whatever to me, but personally, I just, don't care for it. So if there's people who don't care for it, they come across the channel, I feel like it's a good thing where, I don't swear, so they don't have to worry about it. Anyways, when it comes to the harmful and dangerous content, there's only two things that could possibly set off the YouTube bot. And these two things are hacking and bypassing payment for digital content or services. So the title itself says, "This creepy Steam account lets anyone log in." That's initially why I think the bot thought I was doing some sort of hacking or something like that. But one, this could have been my second account, my third account. I actually have 4 or 5 Steam accounts for various reasons. Maybe one account has a game on it. One of my old Steam accounts that I don't really use on stream has Portal 2 because I have Portal 2 on the PS3. So that code was actually put into a different Steam account, so I'll log into there. That's just one of the many reasons why maybe I would log into a different Steam account. So one, this could have been one of my Steam accounts, so I don't know why, if someone actually reviewed it, if a human reviewed it, they would think it's hacking, because I could have staged this whole thing where the anonymous account is actually one of my accounts. And after thinking about it, I really didn't think that YouTube thought I was hacking, but if for some reason people out there believed that maybe they thought I was hacking, now there's no way I was hacking, because you can find these credentials if you just type it in Google, right? These are readily available to the public. So the other thing that I was thinking is bypassing payment for digital content or services. Now, in the video, this was merely exploration of this mysterious Steam account that, honestly, I've never logged into. I didn't know anything about it. This was news to me. I thought it was going to make a good gaming video, and it seemed like a lot of people enjoyed it, but one thing that was definitely not true was you could not use this Steam account to play any games. The only reason one of these games loaded is because I already had the game that was single player and offline to begin with installed on my computer. So if I tried to install a game that I didn't have, it would not work. So technically, there was no way to bypass payment for digital content or services. Now, it could look like, yes, you could install games, but none of these games would actually work. I think it's just because the way they set up the account, like the Steam devs, they set up this account. I think it was just like a way to test, you know, how like a normal Steam account might look. And at the same time, you could say, you know, there's 468 whatever games. I think that's how many games there were. But it could have been, one, it could have been my second account, and third, it could have been all free games. So I wouldn't be bypassing any digital payment anyways. Now, the only reason I can imagine that if a human actually reviewed my appeal and then rejected it is because I didn't blatantly go out and say, guys, I am not trying to bypass digital payment for content and services by logging into this Steam account. It was mostly me just exploring, and I hinted at the possibility that it's possible that you could play games on there. But if you actually watched the video, it was impossible to actually play games. So technically, I didn't state that we are not going to break these rules. It was kind of more like, let's see if it's possible, and technically I was unable to do that. So I feel like I broke 0 rules. You guys can comment down below. I felt like merely the video was for just exploration purposes. I was not trying to use this Steam account to play games that I didn't have access to. But the problem is, I kind of started off the video saying, like, if you don't have money to even try a game, maybe this will work for you. I feel like that's kind of where I went wrong, but if you actually watch the video, I did not bypass payment for digital content or services, right? It just straight up did not work. So I straight up was unable to break the rules, if there were rules to be broken. So that kind of sums up why the video got banned. Essentially, I think it was like YouTube's bot. When I sent the appeal, they probably only watched like the first 30 seconds if they watched it, and they're like, oh, this guy is trying to bypass payment for digital content or services, which technically makes the video harmful. So like, I can understand that from YouTube's point of view, and actually don't feel too bad for me. So there is kind of like a lingering probation, and if I do get another strike, that's very, very, very bad for the channel. And I'm not going to say too much more about strikes, but as you know, strikes can close YouTube accounts, so we definitely don't want that to happen. I really go out of my way to try and make good content, and the worst part about this is I felt like I made like an interesting video. It seemed like a couple thousand people were interested. We were getting some comments stirred up. More people were like, you should do stuff like this again. You know, I was thinking of like other things I could do kind of related to this video. I had ideas, and then as soon as I got banned, I was just like, I don't have any more ideas for this type of stuff. Even though like I felt like it was interesting, I'm sure there was other things. Even if it was like staged, I'm sure I could make like an entertaining video. But as of right now, there's definitely no way that I log into an account that I claim that is not mine, or you know, anything related to this, which is kind of unfortunate because I felt like it was just more like a spooky exploration type thing. I even had a little jump scare that no one commented about yet, but it was gaining a bunch of views. I'm like, oh, someone is going to point that out. I literally put that in the video to scare people, and it was mostly just like a fun video. And unfortunately at this point, I can't remove the strike. I have to wait a few months for it to wear off, and that's kind of a big deal because I'm really on thin ice right now for something that I feel like maybe it kind of started off where it seemed like I was breaking the rules, but I really didn't do anything. So at this point, I'm really just hoping that there's not like a bunch of random people that come in and, you know, try and mess with the channel. Thankfully, like, if something like that does happen, I've had, you know, so many videos that have been on the channel for so long that if that did happen, I'm sure I could appeal some of it and it would be okay. But that's kind of my biggest worry. I really don't want something to happen now because there's not much that I can do. Like, I'm not a bigger channel. I don't have much say in it, so I'm kind of worried. But I will say thank you to everyone who stuck by me. And if something like this happens again and you're wondering why I'm not posting or something like that, go ahead and join the Discord. I talk to whoever, you know, whoever wants to talk, whenever, you know, I pop in the Discord probably daily. On a good note, well, 2 good notes. As soon as I got banned, this is why you shouldn't feel bad for me. I swear I got COVID, right? Like, I didn't even want to do anything. All I wanted to do was sleep and pretty much do nothing. Thankfully, I feel better now, right? I have like a little bit of a cough every now and then. I really haven't coughed during this video. But I will say, if you have COVID and it's, you know, not severe symptoms, it's like mild symptoms. That's what I think I had, because after 1 week, I'm totally fine again. The best thing that helped for me was just working out. Like, lifting weights made me feel so much better. Sitting in a hot shower made me feel better. Warm blankets, those were pretty much like the only things. And of course, drinking water. But one more thing before we go. The next time you will see me, hopefully, I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight, but I have a bunch of like LED lights that I'm gonna surround the room. So there's gonna be this light, which is pretty darn good. I'm a big fan of this light, but then there's gonna be lights all up in the room too. So make sure to stick around, and you definitely won't be disappointed. It's gonna look very cool very soon. Anyways, guys, I tried to record this video with the short amount of time I have today. I didn't realize I was going to be very busy today. I have to leave in about 30 minutes, but I will have this up tonight, I promise you. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is probably the best thing you could possibly do for me for free. Guys, just subscribe if this popped up in your recommended. And let's just hope that I don't catch another strike for... I would say it was like a creative idea, but now I can see why I messed up. I guess I just gotta be more careful about the rules. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.